Hello, everybody. How we doing? So Mike decided we're going to put this up higher so you can see my socks. But Mike's obviously not here yet. So he is making our tea because it is raining and cold out, and tea just sounds so much better. Actually, you know what? I think, hang on. Oh, wait, here we are. He's coming, I promise. I noticed that the curtain gives you a little haze. So, okay, getting situated. All right, hi everyone. What did I miss? Let's see, we've got Ed, Aquatic Sausage, Raymond, Matthew, Michael, John Doe. Hey, Marissa. Bob, Noah, Mike, Brady, Nicholas, Jim. Whoa, hello everybody. So, how did we meet? We're shooting right off the bat with questions. This is great. You know, I think I'm gonna get like a little stand. Actually, would you say it was Richard's idea? If we do this on our big screen and then we can read the comments that way. So we might have to try that. I like that idea. But I don't like seeing this. Let's see how long it takes them to move this. Okay. So do I answer the question without your assistance, Michael?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So Brady asks, how did y'all meet? How did we meet? Well, we met at the racetrack. I can tell you the first time I ever remember like setting sights on Mike. It was at 5 Mile Point. Actually, I don't even think you even remember that, but I remember that.
Where was it?
5 Mile Point.
You had your sights set on me?
I had my sights set on you. I said, that boy's cute. I wanted it.
I overfilled my
cup
a
we're a little top heavy right now.
This is, by the way, my drink is this is Mind Health with a fizz stick in hot water. It's not actually tea.
Oh, you didn't even do tea?
No.
Okay. We've got tea time. Nah, you fixed your cushion.
There we go.
And I'm all tangled up, whatever. So anyway, so we met at...
What is this? Ads?
Yeah, ads. Anyways, so back to what we were saying. I just wasted 2 minutes and 25 seconds of people's lives for that. So
sorry. We
technically officially met at Kutztown at Action Track USA when he broke his pinky?
Yep.
He broke his pinky.
This one.
Yeah.
It's not very straight.
Mm-mm. I was working and I brought him. Well, I didn't bring him. I don't think I brought it to you. You came for payout and I got you a bag of ice because I'm just so nice like that.
I thought you came to the ambulance.
Okay. I know.
Okay.
I didn't go to the pit. So was it like within that vicinity?
So off of turn 4, where the ambulance sits, is also where your dad parks.
Correct.
So it was convenient for you to stop and
Yes.
say,
I didn't have to go out of my way.
On the way to go see him.
But yeah, so that's how that started. We can go into more in-depth details if you do have questions, but we'll keep it at that for now.
What other questions do we have?
How's our week so far? How is your chipmunk doing? Thank you, Bruce, for asking.
This is a good question.
So
there's a lot going on out there with the chipmunk.
Yeah. So this morning, the chipmunk and I had like a stare off for a good 2 minutes, and I don't think he really liked me staring at him. So, did you?
So, the squirrel has been stealing the chipmunk's food, and now it found its way into the bird feeder. Now
the squirrel is stealing the birds.
Can we name the squirrel Rocky?
I put on Instagram a poll, like they can submit their name choices, but I know you like Rocky. But the chipmunk's doing well. How's our week going thus far?
Pretty good, but not real good.
Yeah, why's that?
Because it could be better, but it's not bad.
I scared Mike at work this morning. That was fun.
Yeah. So I'm putting a hub together and putting the axle in and stuff, and I feel this like somebody's breathing on my ear real faintly, and it's her. Just I didn't hear her walk in because the radio was on so loud.
I like doing that stuff.
She likes to scare me.
Yeah.
Like she'll hide in different spots of the house when I come home, and then jump out at me.
Like he'll say, "Hello, I'm home," and if I don't answer, he knows I'm hiding, and then he just won't come in. that is what we're up to these days. What else?
Kyle says he's looking forward to racing tomorrow in the Dirt Track Digest race. Should be a fun event. I'm looking forward to it too. There's going to be 410 wing sprint cars at Knoxville. It's going to be like a Knoxville Nationals.
Oh, that's this weekend, right? Oh, does that start today?
I think there's qualifying today and tomorrow. I really need to take some time and read through it.
Yeah.
I have a hard time in this iRacing. Like there's all these guidelines and stuff, but I've got to worry about my real life racing as well during the day. So I can't devote all my time to worrying about that.
That's really hot. I can't do that.
Yesterday, I worried about getting paint scheme for my late model, and I wasn't even in the race. I thought I was in the race because I was in it last week. Yeah, but I wasn't.
They don't release it to anyone until like
the roster isn't released till like 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
and then at 4 o'clock the lineup goes up, and I'm like, I'm not on there.
It's like
and I almost thought I was because Mike McKinney's on there. And it looks so close to Mike McKinney.
That reminds me of Craigie, like when you're picking kickball teams in high school, like you didn't make the cut. Sorry. Might have to throw better next time. But anyway, so John Doe said, this is a question for me. How fun. Last season it seemed you were having charging issues with your cameras. Was it a camera issue or just operator error? Both. I have the tendency to forget. But Mike went and bought me.
I got her the GoPro that has the battery packs, so you can have one charging while the other one's in there and swap them out. Instead of having to take the camera off the car to charge it.
Yeah, so now I can, well, in a sense, I still have to take the cameras out, the battery out to charge them. But it really helped me in Florida because then I had one spare extra battery charging. What? Can I help you?
This is great. So Kyle answered my question for me. He says, it starts tonight, but I race tomorrow. So thank you, Kyle. So now I know what's going on. I didn't even have to search for what's going on.
Thanks.
Thank you for the update.
That's good to know.
It's nice knowing that stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we have you guys. But yeah, so John, to go off your camera question, I'm still learning the GoPro stuff, but I think we've got it down packed now. I mean, some of the cameras I had were like one of the original GoPros. So I had a lot of issues last year with GoPro cameras. I'd forget when, it was Volusia in Florida in February. I had all the cameras charged up for, I think it was like a heat race. And everyone moves in the infield, so we're stuck in there, right? I go to turn cameras on, and there were no cameras in the cases. So again, that's like my error. They were charged, but they were in the trailer still. It was terrible.
You better not ever pick on me for running out of fuel or something. You didn't even have cameras batteries in your cameras. Or cameras in your cases. Okay. What are you talking about?
John, men versus women, the cell phone button holder handle thingy. What's with that? So,
men versus women?
I mean.
All right, so I got a real problem. I love the pop socket because it's way easier to hold your phone and not drop it.
I have black ones.
They're not that cool for guys. Look. I specifically got this carbon fiber.
But look. It'll match. It's black. What do you think? I think
for $7 on Amazon because I didn't want it to look feminine.
Yes, but for me, my business, everything is on here. So instead of having to hold it down here or wherever, it just chills in your fingers and it makes life so much easier. So when I'm hanging over the flagger stand at the racetrack,
I think they should make one that has the tie down loop for the trailer. You know, those eyelets that fold up.
They do.
I know, but it should look just like one of those. Then I'd think it was awesome and I'd want one.
But this is black. Is this acceptable?
Speaking of cool products, I was just telling Rich the other day, if somebody made a Zeus button screwdriver that was probably 4.5 to 6 inches long, that had the wide blade, the round tip. Because the short little Zeus button screwdrivers they make are way too short. And then to get a wide blade, flat blade screwdriver, you have to get one that's this long to get it wide blade. But you need needs to be
Medium
half that
to
length,
wide.
but wide.
You should start making your own.
Nobody makes a screwdriver.
Well, you just
that
told
I know
someone
of.
they're going to take that idea and run with it, and they're going to become rich. So.
That's fine with me as long as I can get one.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, these conversations today. So.
We had another question. Raymond says, "Are you still running the Pasquale number 3 in the Short Track Super Series?" We had talks about that, but then when I went over with George Hutting, my car owner, there was not enough room in our schedule. We got a lot going on with the cars in our shop, so
wasn't fair.
So it just wasn't going to work out. And Tyler Dipple is going to run for Bill Pasquale. So they had put out a press release that I was going to be doing that before we
were on vacation when that happened.
Yeah, we hadn't really figured it out yet. And
so someone got a whiff of it before.
So not all news is real news.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
But
true.
yeah, Bill's a great guy, and someday maybe I'll get another chance to drive his car. But for now, and hopefully for a long time, I'll continue driving for the Huttigs and that Adirondack Auto 35. Our stuff is really coming together nicely. I'm pretty excited for this season, whenever it starts.
So Michael wants to know, why does dirt not allow a fuel gauge? Never thought about that.
Why do they not allow a fuel gauge?
Yeah.
I didn't know they didn't.
Are we allowed to have one?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the question should probably be put more towards, why don't we have one in the car? And honestly, I don't know.
You know what?
It could be a safety hazard. I don't know if because would you then have to have some sort of sight gauge or honestly, you don't know. So
John says, what about a Zeus button cell phone holder? What if I made the top of this look like a Zeus button? Would you use it?
Yep.
It's just black. Okay, fine. So I'm going to have to print like a Zeus button sticker. Okay. Anyways.
Skulls, crossbones.
It's black.
Something cool.
Can't just do black. Just at least test it. It was freaking $9. Just
you could make it match. Do some brush. This is like black brushed aluminum or something.
Well, he's sleeping tonight. I'm going to put this on his phone, and you guys will see it come tomorrow. Okay.
I guess if you put it on there, I'll have to deal with it till it falls off. It's just double-sided tape.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I've actually used monkey glue or super glue before to my case.
You've had it fall off?
Yes. Yeah. They're not the most dependable. Oh,
Mandee, what got you into videography, video editing with racing? It's a good question by Mason Aaron.
Well, thanks, Mason. What got me into it? Well, when I wrote, I think for Dirt Track Digest for 2 years, I did blogs, right? They had reached out to me. It was all their idea, and they were like, we want you to write about what goes on day to day when we're in Florida. People loved it so much, and then believe it or not, I think it was between Mike and my dad who kind of inspired me to do the videos. My dad bought me this old school camcorder. Yeah, I remember that. It was terrible, but it helped. You got to start somewhere. And I feel that I got into the videos because I don't know. I have a different outlet than most. I've got 3 different drivers I could videotape and show all that it entails, and I don't know. I enjoy editing and doing all that. Steve, for instance, the I don't know, friend. I was gonna say the guy, but we know who Steve is. He wants to learn how to edit the videos, but it's hard because you have to have all of the footage right where you are. So it's not like I can just send it to them. So I do a lot of it. I do all of it, but I enjoy it. Did I answer that question? I'm not really sure.
I think you did.
Okay. I enjoy it. I like showing people all that goes on, hopefully inspire and motivates them, all the above, but it makes me feel so much artistic, all the different angles. When we watched that documentary For the Love of Dirt the other night, Mike's watching probably the race car, and I'm like, oh my God, Mike, look at that angle. That lighting. And he's like, shaking his head. Is that just what I made?
Yeah, I try to like get drawn into the movies and not try to look where they're fake or fraud. I want to believe in it.
Oh, absolutely. So do I. But I admire people's work when they make it that good. And I mean, I just use my phone, but I don't know. I think it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I admire it, so I like seeing how other people do it. Oh yeah.
Mike Raioli says I could help you with the Zeus screwdriver problem. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
Justin says, is it worth replacing rivets for riv nuts to secure body panels for quick removal? I don't know what riv nuts are, but if you're talking about Zeus springs and Zeus buttons, it's definitely worth it for the body panels that you're taking off every week to wash the car. I mean, stuff that you like. If you got a late model and you just rivet the deck on and you never take it off, you might as well just do that.
Wait. Yeah. Okay. So I didn't think about what I was going to say. So Marissa Spoonhauer, her family runs Thunder Mountain.
Yep.
And she made sure to call me specifically yesterday because she was watching this. And as soon as we were talking about tracks and what they're going to do with their schedules, she called and she was like, all right, what are we going to do? And so she called me and said that their plan, at least Thunder Mountain, is to, as soon as this is lifted, they're going to start racing like whatever was planned for that weekend. They're not
just drop the rest of the race.
Yeah, like special shows might have to change.
Yeah.
But she said for the most part, it's staying the same. And I was like, oh, I'm okay with that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. Like the tough thing about that though is some sponsors have certain nights and you want to make everyone happy.
Mm-hmm.
But in a sense, that kind of makes sense.
Like I'm sure that maybe there's a night that didn't get a sponsor,
mm-hmm.
and they can move into that night.
Yep.
Who knows?
So Bob asked, "What is a good starter camera that is not too expensive?" This.
Your phone.
This is what I use. Yeah. I mean, it's probably more expensive than a camera.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But
if you get if you have a phone already.
Nowadays you can get a used iPhone 10
mm-hmm.
for
the quality is still
$300-400
really, really good.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I do have, I think it's a Canon G7X. I love it, but I've talked about this before, but transferring from different sources into one is kind of takes up a lot of time. So
go on Facebook Marketplace. They have everything.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
Super Dirty says, Mike, could you see yourself being interested in being a promoter or tech director when your career starts to wind down? That's a tough one. I would love to do that to, like, if there's any way that I could help, make the sport better or promote it better or whatever. I would love to be involved, but I feel for those guys because every time something goes wrong, all anybody does is complain to them. They don't get any credit for what they do. It's a tough job.
It's a thankless job.
Yeah, thankless job. So
until that person leaves and then someone terrible steps in, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
one thing we got to make sure we do is take some time when things are going right to thank those people for doing what they do.
Absolutely. I mean, I've kind of tossed the idea around my dad is like when he slows down or stops, I should say, like, what are we going to do? I want to buy a track. I want to own a track. I want to run a track. And then you think about it, and I'm like, it takes, what was it this morning? It takes, you can win small victories by yourself, but it takes a team to win a championship. And with racing, that counts for teams, drivers, tracks. You got to have like good people behind you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Trevor Logan says, Mike, Butler built or Kirky, and what angle layback do you use? So I've never had a Butler built, but I know they're pretty good seats. I've got a Kirky, and it's laid back. I think it's a 10-degree layback. It's a sprint seat, and I'm so tall that I actually have to like get my seat down as low and angled back as far as possible so that I got the most headroom. And then I move my steering box ahead with that to give myself knee room. But the modified's pretty roomy. Like I can sprawl out pretty good in there.
Mhm.
But I like the new style Quirky seats. Their new headrests are really comfortable, and I like them a lot. And they're a lot lighter than they used to be.
Yeah. So Bay Area Adventures asks, Mandee, do you ever tell Mike to be more aggressive like your dad and brother?
Yes,
So,
she does.
I
She
was
makes
gonna
it very
ease into
apparent.
it. I was
She
gonna
says,
ease into
you know, you can use the front bumper.
it. I won't say
You could push that guy out of the way for that transfer spot.
I will say it is. I do feel for Mike for dealing with me because, again, I grew up with two of my own race car drivers, and then I date him, and he's like his own, he's his own person, and I compare. I'm like, well, Dad used to do this, or Billy's done this, and sometimes it might help, but yeah. I mean, I remember when my brother used to be kind of like not level head, but like, and then finally, like, my brother grew into himself and is more aggressive in a proper way, but doesn't take anyone's
I think
baloney.
the hardest thing to learn as a driver is when you really need to use that aggressiveness and when it's not worth it. If you're running 15th in an A main, it's not worth being aggressive to get 14th. It's like $20 more or something, if that, or maybe even only $5. Sometimes the purse doesn't go up very much for each spot back there. But you kind of hardly blame the guy when he moves the guy out of the way for the last transfer spot into the A. It's kind of like, you kind of got to do what you got to do there. But there's also like times where people go way overboard with it and wreck both cars. That's too much. But you learn how to kind of like muscle your way through. Yeah. In a gentleman's way. I've wreck too much equipment.
I've learned how to properly talk to all 3 race car drivers and tell them my thoughts. Like, I have to tell you how I felt about your race in a certain way, Billy in a certain way, Dad in a certain way, because it's kind of like, how we interpret it and how I tell you and how you take it.
And also, keep in mind, things look different from the driver's seat than they do from the grandstands from the pits. All three perspectives are different. Like, the guy in the grandstands is going to say, "Oh, this is what happened," and "Oh, this guy says this is what happened." And it's always a little different. And you go to the replay, and it's like, "Wow, that's not exactly what it looked like from my view." I've
read this in a book, like one of those personal growth books, but you need to understand that every single person, like, in this room that's watching this could see, like, exactly what's going on right here, right? We're sitting here having a conversation, but every person watching could see something different.
Of course.
Okay, like, Mike will ask me about the race, and I probably observe something different than someone else would. So, yeah, from a fan's perspective, driver's perspective, crew perspective, like, I remember the first time I drove a car at Big Diamond, holy crap. It's, like, completely different from when you're sitting in the stands. I felt like I was at a completely different racetrack. So, yeah. That definitely plays a big part too. Whew.
Raymond Pauch says, "I hear Rolling Wheels Raceway Park is reopening late this year or next year. That would be awesome." It's a good positive rumor to have.
This is a fun question. Super Dirty 63. Do you prefer time trials or pill draw for heat races? Time trial.
Group time trials. Yep.
It's from a different perspective. From a driver's perspective, you want to be in full control of your outcome.
I want to weed at least a few of the windshield wipers to the back.
Yes.
That's what I want to
do.
Like, I don't care, like, maybe we have an invert, something like that to make it exciting for everyone, but we don't need Tommy Bahama that doesn't have any laps starting in the front, wrecking everybody's equipment. It's not about, like, it's to everybody's perspective again. It's not about, like, well, you're just mad because you couldn't get to the front. No, I'm mad because this cost me a lot of money because that guy that didn't have any experience wrecked my equipment.
Yeah. But again, the perspective thing is, from a race promoter, from a track owner, more cars that they get, more money in their pockets, more fans in the stands. And, if it's what?
I'm trying to drink this with a straw in it. I was just using it to stir it.
And when it comes down to that is, if say it's a $20,000 win race, and everyone knows that you need to time well to get into a good qualifying spot. Do you really think Tommy Bahama is even going to attempt to freaking qualify?
I love how you stuck with the Tommy Bahama.
Oh, poor Tommy Bahama, all right? But still, therefore, Tommy Bahama could be bringing in 4 or 5 people and maybe a couple fans in the stands, right? So from the promoter's perspective, you want to make it fair.
Yeah.
That way more people come and there's more money made. But then from a driver's perspective, you want it fair game.
Yeah.
Fair game.
Yeah.
Right. You're in control of your destiny. So I like time trial.
Because a pill draw for me is we might as well not even race and just go to the casino and push a button on the slot machine.
As you know, we're horrible at it.
Because I have no chance at a pill draw.
Mm-hmm. We need to put a ride together for Tommy Bahama so we can make some laps. Mm-hmm. Oh, Jake. Notice Mike sometimes has a hat and sometimes doesn't. Does Mandee have a preference or does Mike have a preference? I like it with a hat on.
Yeah, she likes hats and she likes them backwards.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's just the way I was raised.
I know, but it's okay. It looks good on you. That's all that matters.
Rayleigh says, Mike, would you recommend going to college for the same degree you have? What did it teach you? I would highly recommend it. I had an awesome time at Alfred State. So I went there for a 2-year associate's degree in motorsports technology. And the first year is just a standard automotive degree. So you're learning about how to, you could get a job out of that for working in a mechanic shop. But a lot of that stuff applies to maintaining your race car. And then you get on to the specifics the second year of race car maintenance and building them and all the different aspects of doing the bodies and the fabrication, and you get to do welding and everything. So it's a great school, and I met a lot of other kids who had the same interests as me, and that was the best part, that we all got to hang out, made some new friends, and I had a blast. Really enjoyed it.
So Joshua Coulter would like to know why I don't like wearing hats.
Oh, well, he knows the answer to this. He's just saying that because of what happened this morning. So when I wear a hat, again, with my height, I go to stand up from working on the car or something, and the brim blocks my view from looking up, and I always hit my head when I wear a hat. So if I'm under a wheel well or something, I can't remember where or see where it is. So I go to stand up and I hit my head all the time. Where if I don't wear a hat,
being tall,
I'm less likely.
James would like to know, if you broke something and had no part, would a racer share their part, and would you do the same for them?
Can you rephrase the question?
Okay, so if you needed something, would someone share with you, another racer? And if someone else needs something, would you share with them?
Oh, okay. So that all depends.
Yes.
I think that comes down to what was our relationship like in the past? Is it, no doubt. Did I just wreck this guy? Did he just wreck